Hello again, class. We are back to section 5-6. Last time we talked about this concept right here. Example 1 was about finding possible rational zeros. Let's just do that real quick. You're looking at leading coefficient and constant. Remember, the factors of the constant go on top. Factors of the leading coefficient go on the bottom. So factors of this constant is 1, 2, and 4. Factors of the leading coefficient is 1 and 2. Remember the pluses and minuses here. Okay, the final answer will be all the possibilities. 1 over 1, which is plus or minus 1. 1 over 2, plus or minus 1 half. So on, so on. 2 over 1, so which is 2. Next, 2 over 2, which is 1, which is already covered. And next, 4 over 1, which is plus or minus 4, comma, 4 over 2, which is 2, which is already covered. So this list right here is the list of your possible rational zeros. Just possibilities. We're going to use that today in finding. Basically what we're going to do today is we're going to find all the zeros of the function. We're not just going to look at possibilities, we're going to find all of them. So here's what I want you to do. Go to your calculators and type in this function that you see in my calculator. 2x cubed plus or minus 5x squared minus 11x plus 14. Take a moment to do that. Now, let's look at the graph of this thing right here. Okay, everybody should have a graph looking like that. You could change your window if you want to make it look nicer. Since I know my x values go from here to here, I could change my window to like x min -4 and x max maybe +4, and you can just change it up. And now it looks kind of cleaner, and you can find some zeros. You all know that there's a 0 here, there's a 0 here, there's a 0 here. Let's go find those. Well, over here I said number 1, how to find zeros of a function. Number 1, the first thing I always look at is I look at the table that makes life easy. So let's go to our table, see if we can get any of these. So second table, and there we go. Zeros occur when y is 0 and x in this case is -2. You look for y equals 0. So 1, 2 of them. You could keep scrolling up and down, but you're not going to find any more besides those two. So here's a 0, -2. Here's a 0, +1. So you'd write those down. -2 is a 0 and +1. Here's my zeros so far, okay, of my function. Now, did you notice my degree of this function? Let's go back to the y equals button. Notice it's to the 3rd degree, so I should have one more 0 coming, but that's not shown in the table. So that's where you go to step 2. Use the calculate button in your calculator to find the zeros that are not integers. So let's go back to my graph, and what you found was -2. There's a 0, there's +1, there's a 0, and this one right here is not an integer. So let's go find it. And you've done this before, so remember this, the calc key. So second calc, we want to find a 0, so number 2, and you decide which one to find. So let's find this. So we can type in numbers. We have to make a left-hand boundary. Remember, to the left of this point. Anywhere to the left, well, you don't want to go past here though, it'll be confused. So go right to the left of this point, which is right here or right here. So this point right here is what? Here's 0, here's 1, here's 2, so type in 2, enter, and then you type in a right boundary. So right after this point that we're looking for is what? Here's 2, 3, here's 4 right here. So I'm going to type in 4. And it says guess. Yes, you want to guess. So press enter. And there we go. The 0, it occurs at 3.5. Now you always change your zeros to fractions if you can. So 3.5 is the same as 7/2. You can type that in your calculator if you want. Okay, so 1, 2, 3 zeros, and the degree was 3 as well. So we're done. We found all the zeros just based on number 1, looking at the table, and then based on number 2, using the calculate button. But I'm going to give you some ones today where you can't just use these two methods right here. You're going to have to take it a step farther. So why don't we try one like that.